no,
the
it's
Red Bull
Red Bull
gets out first. Wow.
That'll be
Wow,
Blase. Yeah,
they came out of. What is this Ferrari waiting for?
I don't know. Oh, both of the Ferraris came out.
Okay.
I guess it takes a bit more time to birth twins. I wouldn't be too sure about that. You can see, just for our viewers, that we do have a new graphics package tonight, slightly modified from last time. It should provide a heck of a lot more detail for you guys. We have our tire wear, as well as the penalty points, if I can cycle to that. That'll be the penalty points that'll, show when they get penalties, as well as the intervals here, but we shall stick right now to the tire wear. And we see that Blase is coming out first for his hot lap. Let me just, actually, you know what? I think we could probably do without this for tonight. Just, we need the track map, which I completely neglected to think of. And there it is. So it looks like...
I need to turn you up.
Interesting. I have not received any feedback in the chat. But it looks like it'll be a Red Bull first, followed shortly by a Haas, which will be Sir Harry, onto both of the Ferraris. And I just want to get a shot here, because it looks like Gore is backing Righteous way, way up, and that'll be interesting to see if they, if there's any talks about that in the pit wall, or if this is something they planned. Blase should be running for his flying lap now. Hopefully he doesn't get caught in any traffic. Makes turn one a bit slidey. Doesn't take all of the way, but that's to be expected. Now, if you keep an eye on his tire temps, they should be peaking around here. Yeah, that peaks at 116. So Monaco, if you don't get into a really good rhythm, you could really heat your tires, and if you can't get them down, which is really hard to do in Monaco, you start sliding everywhere, and the problem just snowballs and snowballs. Now, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, so that would be, I think, Harry having to get past his teammate Boring. Hopefully that didn't cause any problems for him.
He let him through.
Yep.
He let him through.
And then that'll be Blase going through the chicane now, down into Sector 3 of the track, through Swimming Pool.
I'm currently following Boring. He was pretty quick last week, if I recall.
He is, and we'll be getting our first time of the session fairly soon. Blase completely depleted his energy, though, so he will be out for the remainder of the lap. Blase sets a 1:11.7.
Wow.
Sir Harry goes 1:10, a 1:10.5, so that's by over
Here comes
a second.
Righteous Fire now.
No, that'll be Gore with a 1:10.3. I know Gore said that'll be about 2/10 off of what he wants, and his teammate Righteous 1/10 behind.
Slots in right behind. That was real nice.
I think it'll be one of the Williams now. Probably Bort coming across the line for his out lap.
Jordan's gone into the pits already. Doesn't like the mediums.
No, you really don't want to sacrifice your track position, especially on a track like Monaco where it's really hard to get around. You don't want to sacrifice that for a measly better tire strategy, because in the end you'll be in traffic, and it just everyone wants to go for softs, and so everyone will go for softs. There's no real chance of jumping up that much. Babushka and Figlin both setting their times. Figlin up into P4 with a 1:10.8.
We have both Mercedes in the pits now. Dees has come back in. He had fitted the hards for his first outlap, and might have been the wrong choice.
I'm pretty sure that's the wrong choice, because not only do
it does happen.
Never want to qualify on mediums in Monaco. Well, not never, but you do. Sometimes it's in rare occasions you can qualify onto the hards on a lot of tracks, but very rarely, and that will never happen in Monaco, unless I can't think of a single reason. And plus, with the risk of safety cars and stuff like that, I know we've hyped it up a bit in the past races. As Borat comes across the line, goes P4, boosts his teammate's time by 0.3. Good from him. As the Alpha of Chipsy will be coming across the line. Chipsy sets a 1:12.0. We know he's quicker than that, so we'll be expecting a better time from him. Should be Van now. Van's ducking into the pits, so it will be Niall, I believe. Can't even switch to Niall.
Jordan's still in the pits, actually. It must have been Dees that had went out.
Babu on the hards sets a 12.9. He's behind D's now. Hopefully they don't. No, they shouldn't be holding anyone up. And that'll be two of the William boys. That'll be Borat coming in for his lap. So yeah, we have a bit of a break now from time.
Pits are real busy right now.
Yep, and so far it looks like no real surprises. The Ferrari boys quick as always. Haas with a bit of a dark horse, but we've always known those guys were fast. It was just a matter of how fast, really. And then no other real surprises. Fig and Borat really repping Williams. They haven't been doing too well this season. Borat took a 3rd position last race, and that was really good. But they're not exactly where they've been expecting to be, and this is a really good result from them.
Here comes Chipsy, and he stays 9th.
Chipsy stays 9th with an invalidated lap or an out lap. I'm not sure. That'll be an invalidated lap because the ZRS is at 50, and there's yellow flag sector 1. That's a Haas going slow, and Chipsy bangs a wall, takes a bit of front wing damage on the left.
Oh, Boring is in the wall right now.
Yeah, that'll be completely stopped Haas. He's got to get going before the Mercedes comes up, because, oh dear.
Is he out? Something wrong?
To me, I don't know if he doesn't have telemetry, but to me, it's looking like he has no ERS or no fuel. No, sorry, yeah, it's definitely a telemetry error. I'm not sure what's happening. He might be out of fuel. Ooh, Zeke gets a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Righteous Fire.
Oh, no.
Righteous doesn't look like he has any damage, and Zeke looks like he has a bit of front wing, light greens both sides. So that's not going well for him. Righteous completely cuts the chicane, wants to get back to the pits immediately. That might have ruined a Righteous hot lap because his teammate is also back out. Yeah, that definitely was an out lap. And then the Mercedes are coming in. It'll be interesting to see if, Zeke goes immediately straight back for the pits, as does Righteous. That's to be expected. I'm not sure why Righteous did, though. He was on an out lap. I don't think he took damage.
His team telemetry. Sorry, Kia. I've lost my data.
That is A-okay. The Mercedes of D Skrills comes across the line. In 10th, remaining 10th, maybe. And then that was the Mercedes... Oh, I skipped over him. Jordan, who will be going for a hot lap. He gets a bit squirrely on the exit of turn 1. Not too worried. There is a Williams in front of him who will probably need to yield the position, not to upset anyone. That'll probably happen towards the tunnel, and it looks like there might be... No, Blaze's coming in for his stop, and will that be... Yeah, Gore coming in for his as well. Niall in for his.
Is anyone still out? Who do we have coming in here?
Fig right now is starting his hot lap, but let's go back to Jordan because he's still on his. Jordan is almost out of ERS, so he is definitely scrubbed a lap, because he's now at 5%, 4%, and we know in the bottom 10% of your battery's charge, it's less efficient than the rest. So that'll be not so great for him. That might be an invalidation there. Yeah, looks like it was an invalidation. He'll be completely turning off and probably heading back into the pits now. Jordan, still yet to set a time, is actually deciding to go one more. Interesting.
And Zeke is out. Sorry if you already said that.
No, I did not. And the Alfa Romeo of the Hood, I would call it? No, sorry, Gypsy, was holding up the Ferrari of someone in the pit lane, and I believe that might have impeded one of the Toro Rossos. Yeah, Babushka, sorry, just completed... No, he didn't just complete, he's on an outlap, never mind. Yep. We got a cluster of cars now.
Yes, a lot of cars coming out. Kia, how do you see your damage? How do you toggle that window, if you don't mind me asking?
That'll be in the options, and then you just have to re-enable widget 4. You have to hit the check mark beside it.
Right, I thought you said you could toggle to see, like, you see wing damage.
No, I see tire wear. For the,
okay.
For the, scoreboard, though.
Gotcha. Thought there was a way to see car damage.
No, looks like, Righteous will be... I'm actually not sure what Righteous will be doing. He's completely out of ERS. I believe he'll be... I'm not actually sure why he's out of ERS. He's at 4.2, and Never mind, I'm looking at the wrong thing. He's at 100% ERS. He will be going for his hot lap now. Starting that, of the hood will be... Oh, behind him, and he spins! He spins because of contact with Babushka! And they have to both quickly clear the racing line, and now of the hood's going backwards on track.
Oh my god.
He is reversing on track, letting a few people by. That is not where you want to be in the final turn. There's a cluster of cars coming, and he's still going backwards? Now would have been the time to reverse, buddy, but I'm not sure.
What's going on out there?
Yeah, and it looks like he's jackknifed. Hopefully he can clear before Figlin gets there. Figlin's in the pits, thankfully, so that'll be of the hood turned around completely, but missing an entire left front of the wing. He'll have to get around without impeding someone else in terms of his lap times.
I am having all kinds of data errors. I really do apologize. This is...
TacticXO, looks like he does not have his data on. What a cheeky little git.
Oh, you think he's, he knows better.
Oh, yes he does. I can't, yeah, he'll be on his hot lap, I believe. Yeah, he's definitely using up his energy. Locks a bit. Oh, and that's the wall coming into the penultimate corner. Will he be setting a banker time here? Definitely will be, and then he'll want to come in and just set another one. Tack, I believe, came pole in... Oh! Collects the wall again. That's a bit more damage. Tack, I believe, took pole last season, and he came second in the race, because he let me by and decided to be a big giant roadblock for Borat, which was very kind of him. But that is that. Now, Rogue and Jordan have both yet to set times. Rogue starts his hot lap now. Rogue's left the session. Interesting.
Oh, no.
Jordan will be starting his soon enough. Hopefully, yeah, puts it up into mode 5 for the fuel. Sorry, for the ERS, and he's off. Takes it very conservatively into turn 1, not using as much traction as he could. Rogue's back in the pits for some reason. Not expecting that.
I think your voice just dropped out.
Did it?
Nope, it did not. You were there. Okay. Sorry. For some reason, I cannot get telemetry data to launch.
Ooh.
Very aggravating.
You can probably go with your sim hub as backup.
It won't launch either.
Ooh.
Don't know what's going on, and I don't know if I really feel like restarting for this. But I am lost without my data. So I might have to try to launch it one more time.
Yeah, that might be...
Yep, okay. I will be right back.
Sure. And just while we're alone, viewers, usually this is the part where broadcasters say something, you know, interesting or whatever. I don't have anything to say. I thought I'd come up with something witty on the fly, but I can't. It looks like 5 has left, and I think Jordan will be crossing the line now to finish his lap. It looks like a pretty alright lap, puts him in P8 with a 10.9, just between the two Mercedes and just, sorry, not Mercedes, the Alfa Romeos, just above Blase. And let's see what Lucky, that'll be Van, who will be crossing the line next. And I want to see, it doesn't look like anyone else other than Figlin. Figlin looks to be on a hot lap. Yes, he is. That's coming around with Figlin. Gets a nice clean line through the hairpin. Bit late on the acceleration, but you know it's forgiven. You don't want to really throw yourself around. Fig, very very strong in Monaco. In fact, this was his track selection. And let's see how he gets coming into the chicane here as we see a car cut it. Hopefully not invalidating, getting on the throttle early enough to really, really make a difference there. And it looks like he backed off the throttle a bit there. I'm wondering, yeah, he probably invalidated and will want to get straight into the pits. Yeah, that's coming from him, and that I believe is Rogue beginning his lap. We could follow around completely for him as he bins it into a wall, and that, if he doesn't take damage, he should be lucky, because that might have been his last chance. No, he's still got time to go for another one. If he had damage, it wouldn't be. I don't think he would have had time to really pit, come in, and go for another lap. Might have been a bit close for that. And you know what? If he does have damage, it might be worth it to just persevere through the damage and at least get a few spots, rather than pit just for the chance to get high up the grid, especially if he doesn't have time, which I don't think he does. And it'll be telling comes in here, whether he will or not. No, he doesn't cut the corner, so he's definitely not feeling the pressure for time. Get a good line through there early on the power. And you could take quite a lot of curb up to this section. No, he's definitely charging. So he hasn't taken damage, or he's willing to risk the damage, I think. Oh, of course, no, he hasn't taken damage. Never mind. I was thinking his telemetry was off. My apologies. And that'll be the beginning of his hot lap. Let's hope it doesn't get held up by anyone. And that'll be... Who is that? Is that Righteous coming in for a last-minute dive into the pits? That is ballsy, from Righteous. Oh, and Rogue drifts wide. He set a 117 the previous lap with the other damage. Van retiring. Van retiring. I think that was right in front of Rogue. That might have been close for causing something to happen. Yeah, Rogue's taking himself off of battery power, and that's fine in and of itself. But unfortunately, he is up a bit with wing damage. Yeah. He's got a bit of wing damage, doesn't have time to pit, and he's also wearing the tires by going for 2 full scrubbed laps, and that is an incident in front of us. What happened there? My god, that is 2 cars spun completely around. Wow, 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 wow. I can't wait to hear about that later. That's yellow flags everywhere. That's good lord. Okay, Willie, I think I saw that a bit late, but pronunciation joke it is. And it looks like Rogue will be setting his hot lap. A couple of drivers have prematurely retired. Of the Hood, sorry, just completely missed that. Of the Hood takes pole position at some point. I didn't see that pop up across my screen with a 110-1, and everyone who's crossed the line now will have crossed the line. That is the end of qualifying. Everyone has to complete their laps now. That is too bad, so sad for whichever driver just crossed the line there, which is Niall, who doesn't improve on his time. Down to the hairpin, Rogue is going to be encountering a bit of traffic. This might get in the way of his one true hot lap, because he hasn't been able to set a representative time until now. And that's a bit of damage coming off of Jordan. Kicking up some debris at least. It might be straight damage from him. Rogue, oh! He locks and he goes a bit deep into that, but I don't think he's lost too much time. Has a bit of a snap moment, collects it there. Gets his power down, he's coming right across. And I've just seen, oh, he almost loses it there. That's good work for him to save it. His tires are at 120 on the rears, and this will be... What time will this be? Oh, it's only P7 for Rogue, and here we see Gore, who's just completed another, his final hot lap. He's looking to take back that pole position from Of the Hood. Will he be able to? I can't fucking tell, because the HUD disappeared. No, he doesn't. He has remained second. I can't even tell you whether he improved or not. Thank you, F1 2019. Yes, you can.
I missed out, man. I was like just listening, and I didn't want to stop you. Well, I have data now, so...
There you go. I think you got it right.
I did.
Alright, and welcome back to the regularly scheduled part of this broadcast. Pole position is Of the Hood in the Alfa Romeo with a 110-1. Gore closely behind, less than a tenth off in the Ferrari, with a Ferrari in third position too. That's Ferrari 2-3. Haas's round out the 4 and 5. Borat, Rogue, and Figlin 6, 7, and 8. Figlin and Borat fairly high up the order for how their season's been shaping out, and that was the end of that. I couldn't see any more.
Oh, it's good to see them do that.
Yeah, it's oh, I just realized something. A couple of these drivers, looking at the timing sheet I have in front of me, positions 5 and 6 and 7, 13, they have all brought 2 soft, fresh sets of tires into this race. So they will be in prime position to really take advantage of that safety car. Everyone else has slightly worn sets. At least one slightly worn set coming into this race. So that'll be good for them. And only 2 drivers, position 10 and position 8, have used completely all of their sets. Have at least a bit of damage, so they don't have any fresh tires to bring forward into the race. And now we're just waiting for nothing. It will be formation lap now. Don't get your hopes up. And away we are on the formation lap.
Look at all the ghosting. All right.
Of the Hood getting away fairly well. You always want to kind of focus on the midfield because that's where all the incidents happen.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not beat around the bush.
It's good to see the formation laps going better this season for both Tiers 1 and Tier 2.
Yeah. So far, nobody's been disqualified from the formation lap. That is very good to see.
Yeah, we finally got it down, guys. All right, Season 3. Well done.
We'll have to see if it's the same for starts. I don't know if it's just a Bahrainian curse on us, but our starts have not been going well as of late.
Oh, the racing point's slowing down almost to a stop there. There's Kriegs. Said he was having a bit of problem with the feel on the racing point earlier with his setup, so hopefully he got that squared away.
Is that tack at the very back? Way behind. And we do have 2 people back to the grid. That'll be Red Bull and a Mercedes, maybe.
All right.
One of the light blue cars.
Some leaves just blew across my screen, and I thought it was a wing.
Yeah, my camera seems to be stuck at the Lowe's hairpin for
take a look at Blase.
Yeah, it's
at the hairpin.
Yep, in the Lowe's hairpin, as well as D's. So I believe it was a Mercedes and a Red Bull who collided around there. The grid should be reforming soon enough. Game was trying to force me back onto Blase for a second. Tack also looks like he's in the pit lane. I don't believe he is. Now, the lights are going on. 5 lights, and we are away in Monaco. That was held for a very long time. Lots of people get away beautifully. No contact so far. Just going to be dropping down the order now. Oh, looks like there's a slight bit of ghosting. No major contact as far as I can see.
Through 7th and 8th and 9th, we're clean.
I think we got through.
Rogue is disconnected.
Rogue is disconnected?
He seems to be.
For me, he's up into 8th position. And that is a bit of damage coming off somebody. Looks like that was a pretty sexy move from him. Oh, and there's...
Oh, Jordan.
Yeah, that's some major contact with Rogue, who is ghosting through everyone, it seems.
Right, he's still disconnected, it seems. He has an X above his head.
Interesting. Not for me. That is
Yes,
weird.
I'm recording that right now on my stream. Okay, he is just taking control of his car, it seems. Nope, still have the red X.
Interesting.
I am watching D's. D's is coming up on him quick here.
Oh yeah, sorry. If I go away from the broadcast and back onto the T-cam, it does look like Rogue is disconnected. That might be something to figure out in the coming laps.
Lock up from Gore there.
And it looks like
penultimate turn.
Jordan hit the wall a bit, and Gore is actually into the lead from the first lap. That was something that went unnoticed by me, but he did take the lead from Of the Hood. And it looks like Righteous is following up fairly closely. The Haas's are putting in some good time to the Williams behind them. Oh boy. Where is Borat? Borat is at the back. Borat's had to pit?
Oh no. Oh, I don't even know.
I can't see Borat.
Nor can I. Did he disconnect?
F1 is a very working game. Trust us, people.
Zeke coming out. Krieg's coming out of the pits. He's into the pits early, coming out on the mediums now.
Yeah, so he is.
how there is no, who was it that hit the back of Rogue there when he was ghosting? How they didn't have to pit after that collision? I saw the back of the Williams come up, Figlin's rear right tire.
Me as well. I saw, a bit of lift coming from that suspension.
Yeah.
That'll be...
Oh.
Yeah, the leaders are getting away really, really well. They've already put a 2-second gap to, a 2-second gap to Fig, who's instead put a 2-second gap to Jordan, and Borat still not on my screen. So unfortunately, that'll mean no airtime for him. Very, very unfortunate.
What is going on? Is he in the race at this point?
I think he is. That'll be...
Man, they're just gapping Figlin now. Figlin with a...
Yeah. Well, they're not gapping Figlin, they're gapping Jordan. Figlin's fairly consistently behind with a 2-second gap, and Jordan's just falling back and back and back. That is really, really good for the front runners. The top 5 all in very good contention for this race.
Nice and tight here.
And it'll
go through the hairpin.
It'll be interesting to know whether the Haas drivers have the report as set team orders, and whether the Ferrari drivers will have the I see blue flags now for the front runners. That's interesting. Not the report, but whether they'll want to instruct maybe Righteous to be a Valtteri Bottas if he gets in front of the Alpha, or if they'll if Righteous will decide.
Oh, the Alpha's hit the wall. He's bounced through there. He seems to be okay.
Okay.
Yes, he has a slightly damaged front left and right wing.
So he does, and he doesn't get through the penultimate corner that well. That is gonna allow Gore a really, really good chance to put some distance, because it is hard.
1.3 seconds now.
It is really hard to pass on this track, and so if Of the Hood's going to be, holding his position, defending for his life with slightly damaged wings and moderately heated tires, then that's going to go really, really well for Gore. He's going to be able to really pull this gap.
And it's going to go well for Righteous as well here. He's right on him.
Well, maybe not, because Righteous might have more pace than him, but gets stuck behind because of...
True.
Ooh!
Was
was that a neutral shift from Righteous there? I think it might have been. Yeah,
he's going to go for it right here.
Well, Righteous is really shoving the Alpha through these corners. He's very much getting held up. Gore is at a 2-second gap now, and honestly, I've practiced a bit with Righteous, helped a couple of the guys get ready for this race, and I know one of the let's say a bit of a cheeky strat that exploits not exactly a loophole, but just a particular mechanic of the game to maybe assist in passing. And I won't reveal it. I'm not a narc, but if it does happen, I will call it out.
I would like to point out that in chat right now, TactXO. What is he talking about? I am very confused.
When everything decides to break and you can't race, wait, how am I still in the race? The fuck? Well, Tac, we'll have to disqualify your. Oh wow, no, both him and Borat are very far behind. Oh, and is that who just came in? Deez comes in.
Righteous has had a slide coming towards the hairpin.
Has he?
The Haases have a great seat here. They're just watching this ahead of them. They're in great position as well. They're losing no time at all. They're just waiting.
Tac, in chat, can you tell us, is Borat also still in the race? Sorry, was Borat also knocked out? Because to us, it looks like both of you guys are just sitting in the pit lane. And while we wait for that, we can talk a bit about Righteous collecting a lot of wing damage now. So that'll be
he's
cementing his place as a roadblock to the Haas's behind. And that'll give Gore a really, really good run.
Well, Gore's got a damage. Does he have a little damage?
Gore is not looking damaged to me. Gore is looking like he's. Also, one thing we discussed was his tire management. We know how easy it is to overheat the tires here.
Well, he's doing just as good as the car behind. They're almost identical on wear.
Borat.
As is Righteous.
Okay, so Borat has internet issues and can't race, and Tac says he can't race either. So both Borat and Tac are in the race, apparently. Tac is
this is just awful. Sorry to hear that, guys.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's Monaco. Who really wants to race here anyway?
Not me. I was very relieved when Tier 2 did not have to race here this season, and I'm glad we still got some great tracks like Germany and Spa. And the Circuit of the Americas I'm excited for.
Oh, I cannot wait to be slipping and sliding around Texas.
Yeah, yeehaw!
Looks like, yeah, Righteous is still backing up the Haas's. He's got a 1.2 second gap to of the Hood, and I think, yeah, Rogue is definitely gone. Not Rogue, sorry. Gore has definitely gone into management mode. He was discussing.
There's been a pass. There's been a pass. Boring overtook Sir Harry Hotspurs, and Harry's dropped back a bit. He must have.
Yeah, Harry picked up some wing
got some
damage.
more wing damage. Yep,
Yep,
he picked
so,
up some wing damage.
So he's allowed his teammate to go up with a fighting chance. That'll be Van picking up a penalty for too many warnings. For some reason, I'm not entirely sure why, considering most corner cuts here put you in a wall. But okay, Van. And Tack just updating us saying he's now a spectator when he rejoins. Well, feel free to join and talk shit about the competition, I guess.
So Babushka has had 5 overtakes. He is up 5 positions from his start.
But he's also got fairly decent wing damage.
Right.
Actually, you know what? As we come into a bit of a lull here, I'm just gonna quickly go through everyone. Looks like Gore has no wing damage. Of the Hood has a bit of wing damage, as we've already cemented. Righteous has wing damage as well. Boring has no wing damage. Sir Harry's wing damage, as we already agreed. Oh, and Figlin is caught right back up to Sir Harry. But Sir Harry's now dropped 2 seconds to his teammate. So Figlin... Oh, and Figlin rear ends Sir Harry.
Now Chipsy here is...
And that is wing damage for Figlin, unfortunately.
Oh, no. Rear-ended Harry, did he?
Yep, coming into the penultimate corner. And...
What is Boring's going... What is going...
Yeah,
What is going on here? What is this?
And Figlin forces Sir Harry into the wall, but gets
More
past
wing
Boring.
damage.
Boring is missing, I can't tell. Oh, safety car! We have
Oh,
our
boy. Here's our first car.
first full safety car of the Monaco Grand Prix.
All right, who's going to go for the pits this time?
And you know
This
what? Something we hadn't mentioned. Actually, this is a really, really good window to pit. So I imagine we'll be seeing a lot of people ducking into the pits. Maybe they'll go for the hards, or if the safety car continues, they could definitely stretch out the medium stint as is, and it'll be in really, really good nick for the end of the race, especially during the mid stint. So
we do have a tightly packed midfield that is coming back together here, it looks like.
Yes, we do. Now, I would say, if I was these guys as race engineers, I would immediately order everyone with wing damage into the pit. You don't want to be racing here with wing damage.
Absolutely. It's a good time. 45% wear off for Gore right now, and he is going to come in.
Yep, so he is. Of the Hood will be coming in
Yes,
as well.
he-
Righteous will be coming in. Oh, Righteous.
Here comes the train.
Yeah, this is...
Everyone is coming in here.
These are going to be a lot of double stacks. So thank God to the people whose teammates have crashed out and they don't have to wait behind. Ferrari doesn't double stack. Ferrari gets gets a really quick pit stop off on Gore, and Righteous is already in the box. Haas has to wait. That'll be a large delay for Boring, and that is Williams into third position from that, I believe. Rogue has decided to stay out. No, Rogue's come in. I think, yeah, I don't think there's a single person who decided to stay out other than... Was that one of the Alphas I saw stay out? No, everyone came in. Other than Chipsy. No, Chipsy stayed out.
Did he now?
Yes, Chipsy stayed out.
He has no wing damage.
Because he started on his mediums as well. He doesn't need to pit for another couple of laps.
And look at that tire wear. He's looking really good right now.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Now, so this has given a really, really good track position. I was thinking if I was on mediums, it might have been a tough sell for me to not come in, switch to the hards, and not have to worry about tires for the rest of the race. I know I didn't get through any of these, and would have been, better to have started on softs, but still, especially without the wing damage, I think I'm convinced you might have made the right call.
We're going to see some great racing once the safety car clears.
Yes, we will, and we've got our leader and the rest of the pack joining up now. Figlin up into 4th place after both of the Haas's take delays in their pit stops. That is very, very good from Fig, who also gets his front wing repaired. So I guess Williams really paying off that money they spent on the pit lane program, because they got through faster than the Haas boys did.
And still that Ferrari pit stop.
That Ferrari pit stop was
The
incredibly sick.
I wonder if they knew that was going to happen.
I think he would have Righteous would have risked it anyway, because it's he had very
obviously, yeah,
significant
that's
wing
true.
damage anyway, and it would have been a bit of a hassle to wait for everyone to wait a lap, because everyone's already rejoined up, and that's a lot of positions you lose. You want to pit basically as soon as the safety car comes out, not only just to risk the restart and whatnot. That promotes Rogue into 7th as well. I'm just gonna check really quick what the position changes have been, because I think that'll be interesting. Yeah, it looks like we're at an attack. Obviously, Chipsy gained 9 positions combined from the first lap plus the safety car play. So that's
well played, Chipsy.
He is on slightly more worn tires than the rest of these guys, and he will have another pit stop coming. But knowing Monaco, that's one safety car away from a perfect strategy.
If I'm not mistaken, though, position holds, it would be his best finish.
Or
he might have another third place.
Chipsy, I do not believe races in Tier 1 usually. I believe he is a Tier 2 driver, and he is reserved.
I mean in general, I'm sorry. But
just wanted to clarify that. I believe he is filling in for Sid Hart tonight, which would be a big haul for the Alfa Romeo team. Because they're currently sitting 2nd and 3rd, whereas Ferrari, even though they're 1st, they are also 6th.
Still under safety car here. Just waiting it out.
It doesn't look like it'll be...
Field is really going to get together.
Yeah, it does not look like it'll be in this lap. So that's one more lap of trying to fill the air with something, really.
Yes, but it's a whole new race for a lot of people here. There were some people who were already down a lap that are going to come right back into this race. Unfortunately, Dees is just very far back out. Is it staying out another lap? He's going to catch up then.
Yeah, the field will definitely be together, and if we talk about safety car restarts, I'm not sure about this season, but I know in the past, Gore has been, we'll say, a bit unpredictable with them. I would say he's nailed some of them. He's really gotten it down for quite a few. But there are some where he doesn't seem to get the timing right, and he's a bit inconsistent with them. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here, especially because Monaco is the king of circuits where you can back people up and there is nothing they could do about it. One thing I'd love to do on safety car restarts is put my car right there. Like the second you're going, I'm already beside you. I'm going as well. But here in Monaco, it's like, no, if you're beside me, you're going into a wall and you're gonna die. So it'll be interesting to see, because also, it looks like the Alpha is really keeping his distance. All of these guys are really keeping their distance to each other, because it's very important on Monaco to really cool your tires. And it looks like these guys are doing maybe too good of a job. They're weaving a bit, but they're all in the 70s, high 80s. Oh, safety car is in this lap, so let's watch the restart.
Here we go. So how's Gore's tires looking here? He's 70s and 80s as well, low 80s.
Yeah, low 80s on the rears. He's probably going to want to spin them, especially with the rears now that they've dropped to 75.
This is basically just like a second race. This is wonderful. Let's go.
Of the Hood is really closed the distance, but Gore just gets the drive out of the final corner, and he's away. Oh, and Dees takes up
with Harry.
Sorry, Dees takes up a penalty for a severe collision with someone under safety car. That'll be interesting to see.
What the heck?
Yeah, and it looks like Gore off the safety car restart has pulled already 1 second gap to Of the Hood.
He just took off. I'm riding along with Harry Hotspurs here. He's keeping up with Fig quite well. Dropping back. Oh, sorry, moving forward here. Who else have we got?
It'll be interesting to see also, the Alphas are on opposite strategies. Well, not opposite per se, but Chipsy with his mediums, of course, but the rest of these guys have I should have said, Of the Hood is on hards, Gore is on mediums. They both pit at the same time, and I know Gore's plan was always to pit around lap 9 or 10 to switch to the mediums and bring them to the end. With the safety car prolonging this tire's lifespan by 2 or 3 laps, I think he's really going to be able to show that that Tack really made a mistake last year when he went onto the hards around this time. And Of the Hood, Of the Hood has gone and made a mistake by going onto the hards. You have to trust that your mediums are able to get to the end.
Wow.
Especially considering that there might be another safety car, and they might not even get to the end of their lifespan.
There's no reason they can't go that many laps. I don't think I could do it myself.
Yeah. And it looks like Blazé gets past Jordan. Jordan into the pits, I would assume. Sorry, no, that was Blazé into the pits. It was the opposite way. Jordan got past Blazé. Zeke past Kriegs. Yeah, looks like the, looks like, for now, we really have a couple of very clear splits in the field, but some tight fighting in those splits.
And Blase is coming out of the pits right now.
I'm not sure why he pit now rather than under the safety car, but I imagine he got wing
Gore
damage.
just pulls a 2-second gap over one lap. I mean, over 2 laps so far, almost completing the second lap since the restart here, and he is just taking off.
Yeah, and but I think what Gore discovered in his practicing is that you can comfortably, you can go almost the entire race on charge 2 for your ERS mode, and by the end you'll only be about 20% of the at 20% for your battery. So you could really like keep it high because there's a lot of regen zones. So he's been really pushing his battery, but recovering it really well. He's only at 70% right now. Of the hood is bled through a whole lot of his battery. He's on mode 4 and he's at 14%, and he's still losing time to Gore.
Amazing. And if you look at the rest of the pack, the gaps aren't that big. Everyone else is, less than a second apart for the most part here, and they just can't seem to pull the same pace that Gore is pulling.
Well, because it's really difficult to pull pace in free air, without free air. Sorry, and Gore's got no one.
Most of them are on the hards.
Gore's got no one in front of him. He could really sail away. Chipsy is like keeping it really tight of the hood with his mediums, and Fig's following along for the ride as well. Harry's right there, and Righteous is also right there, and so is Rogue. So
again,
a lot of people.
Top 8.
Yeah, the top 8 and Boring. Sorry, I didn't mention Boring, but yeah, they're all really close except for Gore, who's put in 3 seconds.
And again, the second half of the field is, there's a few drivers that are still together.
Yeah, absolutely there is.
Jesus. Sorry about that. My phone seems to be blowing up. More coronavirus news apparent. The NBA season has been suspended.
Ooh, that's bad news.
That is very bad news.
Looks like Boring is on the soft compound tires. That is interesting. Can't tell his wear or anything because he has his telemetry off, but I imagine he will be telegraphing real hard to move on to Rogue soon, and Rogue's gonna have to be very careful about when he shows an opening and when he doesn't, because he should know to expect one. He can see the car behind him is on the softer, faster tires, but you also know that on Monaco you can defend fairly harshly without that much complaint from the car behind, because there's really not a lot of overtaking opportunities.
Oof.
And by the time they do get to overtaking zones, he's a fair way behind. There's a lot of points where I've seen some drivers who are like, and props to them. There are moments where if I was a driver and I was desperate to get up the field, I would have gone for a move that these guys have decided to back off and not go for. That's a really massive credit to them, and
Ooh,
really
big
patience.
lockup from Krieg.
And it looks like Rogue will be going for a move on Righteous through turn 1 here, and he gets it done.
Beautiful pass.
You could tell the second Righteous had a bit of a moment coming out of the final turn that Rogue had to go for it. There was really no other opportunity that could present itself that was reasonable. And just a bit of an update on our leader here. He's now 4.5 seconds in front of the field.
Wow.
And he's almost gained a tenth and a bit since I said that, just from the hairpin alone. So he's clearly
This is
doing something
impressive.
right.
This is very impressive.
And the question is he keeping his tires in check? Is he sliding around too much? No, he's not. And not only that, he's getting a bit more comfortable with his energy use, and he's putting it into 5 on the straights and down into 0 and saving really everywhere else, and he's really putting in an extra 5/10 since the hairpin. This is An absolutely
Yes.
commanding lead from Gore.
Masterclass right now. I can't take my eyes off him.
And
Sorry, stream.
and it looks like
I just have to watch him for a minute here. This is just look at this.
looks like
Just
Chipsy's closing up. Chipsy's losing a bit of ground to his teammate, and I think those meetings are starting to show their age. I think Fig's going to be looking for a move. Babushka gets past Borain. Borain's into the pit, for a change of wings.
I'll be keeping my eye on Figlin here for a moment. 7/10 back right now. 6. He's closing up. Here he comes. Why do I not have game sound?
Pause and close down the menu again.
What the heck? Have I not had game sound the whole time?
That'd be embarrassing.
No, there's no way I didn't have game sound. Why did my sound just leave?
Looks like the top 7 now have pulled a 7.5 second gap to the cars behind, which is almost Gore has almost pulled the same amount of gap to them, with 6 seconds in the lead now.
What the heck is going on tonight? I am having all kinds of technical issues tonight. I apologize again.
Oh, Rogue came very, very close to throwing that Haas into the wall. Rogue is a bit of a driver with, I wouldn't say impatience, but he's very aggressive with his overtakes, and when he commits to a move, he's not going to back out of it for a while. So it'll be interesting to see how he deals with a circuit like Monaco, especially behind these 3 guys who I'm sure he'll say he has the pace on them. He needs to get in front of them to prove it. And I'm sure we'll see what happened in the first lap to give Gore that position. But I know when we talk to him later in the in the interviews, if everything goes according to plan, he'll say that was the key, that he had to get by lap 1, or else his plan was down the toilet, because you really need to be ahead.
Righteous just bumping walls here through the penultimate corner. Bumped the wall, no damage though. But he is making some contact.
Yeah, no damage, but he is dropping about 7/10 from last lap.
And now our top 6 still pretty, 2 through 6 still pretty tight here.
Yes, they are, because Gore has now put in 9 seconds of gaps.
Jesus, Score, my goodness.
Yeah. And let me just have another quick look. Gore's actually depleted a fair amount of his battery to get out here, but he's managed his tires really well. And if we go back...
Oh, Chipsy in neutral.
If we go back to the drivers behind him, we can see across the board they have slightly higher temps, because it's harder to regulate your tire temperature when you're behind someone and constantly fighting and constantly having to push. I think Gore won't be saying that he's, been pushing as hard as he possibly can, which these guys will be saying. Gore's probably saying, this is a fucking Sunday drive for me. This is so easy. Oh, Chipsy gets out of shape, takes a bit of the paint off the walls, and it'll be Figlin taps him, is probably going to be looking for a move. That's certainly a telegraph that he's looking for something to happen. And Harry is right behind Fig. But he hasn't used his overtake ERS to really close that gap. Oh!
Locked up, but he saves it.
Fig does take a 3-second penalty, and if we could just check what the penalty situation looks like, it looks like, Chipsy and Fig both have 3-second penalties, as well as Sir Harry in the top 6. So Rogue doesn't have a 3-second penalty, but that's, there's still a lot of laps to go to really air out the gaps in this group.
What is Jordan doing? Are you seeing Jordan's RPMs through the roof?
That'll be a game glitch.
Okay, it fixed itself. That was strange.
Looks like Babu with some clean air isn't quite able to catch the cars in front. He probably just doesn't have the the pace on him to do that, but he is certainly enjoying some free air, not having to worry about the cars behind all too much. 2-second gap with a 7-second gap in front.
Riding along with Van now is starting to close a gap to Niall.
And Boring looks
Second
like
and a
he's
half back.
really close on D's. I would expect Boring to probably go for a move soon enough. He gets very, very close coming through the swimming pool. It looks like he might go for a move. Do they leave each other room? Oh, is that D's in the... Nope.
I'm seeing some lag on Boring's screen.
Yep. Oh, and D's has a massive, massive wing issues.
Oh my goodness. This
Oh,
is some close
D's hits
racing.
the wall. That's gonna leave a mark. That will.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, that is some racing.
D's just hit the wall again.
Yahtzee.
Dude, I was gonna say it. I was gonna say it. Come on.
Wow. Chipsy, kind of taking it cautious on the throttle through the fast lefts. Really doesn't want to aggravate these tires too much because he is having trouble regulating his temperature. He's at an average of about 100 across the lap. That is really, really not going well for him. He's got them consistently above the operating window when it comes to the important turns you need to make. Turn 1's rather fine, but if you look as we come to the peak of this hill here, coming into the turn 4 probably, you'll see his outside left will spike up to about 110, and he's having to take it really cautiously to not really bring that up to about a 120. He's very much managing, and he's not having too much success with it because his temperatures are still rather...
Ooh. A little moment for of the hood out of the hairpin. It's allowed Chipsy to just get a little bit closer.
It'll probably be what Chipsy's looking for, as it's also what Gore's looking for with a 10-second gap to the cars behind now. And Gore...
True, just keep building.
Ooh, Gore...
Ooh, that must have been a corner cut, maybe, for of the hood there.
Oh, and that's a racing point backwards on track. That is Zeke completely across the track. He's going the wrong way. Oh, no, sorry. I thought he was on a different part of the track. Yeah, Zeke was completely turned around there. Comes into the track, comes into the pits, of course. Almost lost the entirety of his front wing. Ooh, and he retires from the session. Don't blame him. I wouldn't blame Kriegs either. Kriegs 45 seconds behind his nearest rival. Van 4 seconds behind Blase, who is 28 seconds, a full pit stop behind. And we could just check. In position 13, Blase has taken 4 pit stops already, and unfortunately for him, he will have to take another one, because these tires will not last to the end.
Righteous is falling back into the clutches of Rogue here.
And so he is, and we know that Rogue is probably going to be going for a move soon enough, because those tires are not going to be getting any younger, and, you know, regardless of whether they have the same age or not, it's just objectively harder to get a pass done on older tires. Rogue having just an ounce of a lock and getting right up against Righteous's gearbox.
That was a great view of the field there, too, coming through the chicane.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that probably this straight, yeah, especially after this corner. It depends on how the penultimate and the ultimate corner get. But
yes,
yeah, Rogue is going for a move.
I thought so.
And he gets it done.
Beautiful. Nicely done.
Yeah, especially breaking that early is a really, really good idea. Oh, but he completely loses
Rogue
it
hits the wall,
and puts Righteous right back into position where he can get past.
Oh, it's so close here. It's so close to here.
And Rogue, I think, will need to...
Oh my God.
That's going to leave a mark. That is Righteous back by. And Righteous...
Oh my God, my chair just let go. I almost tipped over backwards. I'm too excited, guys. I'm too excited here.
Righteous will be counting his lucky stars that Rogue wasn't able to properly get his tires in temp and just kind of slid into that turn. And that Rogue was kind enough, gracious enough, to leave him that space on the run-up to the next turn. Because that section is very, very easy to get, you know, get dead going out side by side like that.
Oh, Figlin's getting... No,
Oh,
Fig! What are you...
Fig!
Oh, no!
Oh, Yahtzee Fig, that was not a great move from you, but...
Not a good place to do that. He got pinched.
And that is significant wing damage. So that's,
He's going to stay out, I think, yep.
yeah, that's...
With that, you can work with that.
You certainly can try, but I imagine he will be dropping some spots to the cars behind him, especially considering Harry does not have any wing damage, and will be looking to claw back some places. And just a tiny bit of an update. Not only has Gore put in 12 seconds of the hood, Chipsy's lost 2 seconds of the hood. That means Chipsy is probably going to be coming in, maybe... I'd call it in 4 laps. 4 or 5 laps is probably when I would come in for Chipsy. Just fit the softs. And again, it's maybe not the best idea for him to have gone mediums to softs, because he'll have to spend the last couple of laps charging up through a field that you really, realistically have 3 spots to overtake on the entire lap. And that's just not going to bode well for him. I do wonder what his race would look like had he chosen, not a better strategy, but a better strategy.
If my math is right, that's going to drop him down to 12th place.
Yeah, that'll be probably fighting among 11 and 12, depending on how that works out, especially considering, you know, he still has, what, 4 laps to go now before...
Rogue side by side with Righteous. Righteous leaves the space. Rogue's going to overtake him down the finish straight.
Yeah, and that's Righteous knowing when to cede the position. Will Harry know when? If Rogue is able to really capitalize and use that momentum to push through the field, will he be able to get maybe up into the podium positions is probably what he's aiming for, but he's going to have to make a couple of overtakes to get there. He'll probably have to make 2 or 3, barring any, you know, major collisions. And that's if he doesn't cause one, or if one doesn't, you know, get caused in the course of an overtake.
Fig is going to have a look at Chipsy here any minute now. Any second now.
If Fig was smart, knowing his wing damage, he probably would just... Oh! Whoa! And that's on the hood! Completely backwards!
Whoa, backwards
that is
through the chicane.
dropped! That has dropped so many positions. That's 16 seconds to Gypsy now. And that podium position for Rogue has just gotten a lot more realistic. He needs, realistically, 1 car to overtake. That's Figlin up into effectively P2, because Gypsy still needs to pit. And that's Rogue into P3. And that might be, because of Figlin's wing damage, that might be Rogue up into P2 and Figlin into P3. That's how...
Harry has 6 seconds.
6 seconds of penalties, so he does... Oh! I didn't even realize that Fig also has 6 seconds. Or, sorry, no, Chipsy has 6 seconds. That doesn't matter. Rogue has no time, and...
let me get my abacus so we can keep track.
Boomer.
Socrates.
It's Socrates, but moving on. Yeah, that's like a really...
I will be right back.
Sure. To get the agent calculator? Now that I have you alone, viewers, I can tell you the pronunciation joke. I believe it was talking about the height of something, and I said that it was higher than a I with a rising tone, which is a linguistics joke to mean that it's pronounced very high. It's called a high tone vowel, and the joke was high. And that...
I am back.
That, viewers, was the joke that Willie wanted me to tell you. You can blame him.
And
for
Chipsy
it.
has gone in.
Yes.
Chipsy has gone in.
Chipsy is in the pits, and that means that Figlin is P2. Sir Harry
Willie has turned off wing repair. He did not turn off the wing repair. I'm surprised.
Would not have turned it off if I was him. I hate driving Monaco without my proper wing. I really don't like it.
You have to understand, I do have some strange wing strategies because I go through so many of them.
Yeah, it's called wing a lap, if I remember
wing
correctly.
A lap, yeah.
And it looks like, yeah, Rogue, Harry, and Fig are all in relative contention. Oh, virtual safety car, VSC.
Who's out there? What happened? Blasé?
Yeah, that looks like a Red Bull who's lost it. Oh, that would be... Hold on. If we switch to Gore, we'll get a really good view of his car. Yep. That is definitely Blase coming across the swimming pool a bit aggressively into the wall, and that's a Duffner.
A Duffner?
Yeah, that is a Duffner from him. Yes, hey, it's Grip. I never met you before in my life. Who says, go Figlin. Oh, I thought you said P3. Captain Quiche. Yes, he did a Verstappen in P3 of the last session of 2018 Monaco. Unfortunately, fortunately for Verstappen, he was able to get the car repaired in time for qualifying. And just a peek, a little ouncy peek at the time. 20 seconds. A 20-second gap between Gore and Fig as we come out of the VFC. I'm not sure when that ended, but Fig is a decent amount ahead now. That was a very good restart from him to get ahead. And that's actually, sorry, I didn't even realize Harry Hotspur at some point during that VFC dropped into P4 from P2. Is that what happened? Am I remembering correctly? I'm not sure how that happened. I didn't even see any position changes. I might have been telling my stupid joke. Who knows? But either way, that is Figlin P2 and Rogue P3. And Figlin will have to maintain this 1 second gap with some fairly severe wing damage. And
Gore's tires are still holding up so well.
Actually, yeah, that is something I wanted to check, because one of the things we kept talking about is the snowball effect for tires, and it does look like he's really managed to keep his temps under control, kind of take it slow when he needs to. Yeah, especially here. The corner he just went through, you could really peak your outside right front tire there by just putting the throttle down. You gain precious tenths, but you put on about 4 or 5 degrees extra per lap, and that really builds.
It's that's something.
Yep.
It's all this aggregate data that I just don't even know about, that now you have me watching it as we sit here, so it's thank you for making me aware of it.
Yeah, no problem. And then Rogue's got honestly, I'm sure people are tired of hearing me say this if they watched our broadcast before, but Rogue should not go for a move on Figlin. He should recognize that Figlin has time penalties that he can keep within a distance. As long as he keeps within 3 seconds, there's no reason to go for an on-track overtake with Figlin. He's not in danger of the car behind. Righteous is not exactly a threat to them right now, and especially considering Righteous also has penalties, and it's Monaco. Every overtake is not just a bit of added risk, it's a lot of added risk. It's not like me giving up the lead on the final lap in Bahrain. That's...
Oh! Sorry, go ahead. Nothing happened.
Okay. That was not... that was a bit risky, and I just did not want to risk it because the championship was right there. This is very risky. This would not even cross my mind to get a move done on Fig if I didn't need to. And in this situation, it's up to the driver, really, Rogue, to realize that he doesn't need to. All he needs to do right now is back off, save as much as possible, and just bring it home. And he has done a fair amount of energy saving. Oh. He's on 0 throughout basically the entire course.
And a little further back, Boring. Oh no, Boring side by side with Jordan into the hairpin. They make contact. No damage. I think that might have been a little netcode for me there. Looked worse on my screen. They don't seem to have had any real, other than a little time lost.
Oh, and that's Fig getting a bit out of shape on the exit of the Nouvelle there. Coming through swimming pool, looks like it's fine.
Now, Harry's gone into the pits, put on the softs. He's coming out now. He's quickly overtaking Babushka here, it seems.
If we just... Rogue getting very close to Fig. And Rogue is going for a move on Fig. I guess, Fig, I wouldn't fight it. I would not fight it!
No!
Oh, jeez. That is going to leave a mark! My goodness, boys.
Maybe more time penalties. Let's see.
I wouldn't be...
Does not seem so.
No, of course not. I'm, constantly looking at the time penalties. I would fucking be up in arms if there was a change there. It is good if Rogue was on 2 warnings to protect that position, but it's really unnecessary, if I'm honest. That was as you saw, it could have turned sideways very, very quickly. In my opinion, as the reigning champion, the current champion of Tier 1, would not have made that move. I would have just not taken the... I would have taken the ego hit of not winning on track, but winning, in penalties, and that's completely fine. Unless, of course, Rogue thinks he has time to make up somewhere. It can't be to make up to Gore, because that is unreachable, unless Gore throws himself into a wall, which is very uncharacteristic of him. Unless, Rogue thinks he has penalties on the way, if he, has a questionable move during the race and he thinks he needs to make like a 5-second gap for peace of mind, in case of a minor penalty or something. But other than that, I can't really justify getting that move done, especially considering that, Righteous is still second and a bit off, and Righteous also not putting in the best lap times because he has wing damage. You don't expect the drivers to know who has wing damage and who doesn't, but you expect them to be a bit aware of their gaps behind and stuff.
Just point out now that Gore is 21 seconds up.
Absolutely commanding lead from him, and unless he, I don't know, kills a group of small children in the next couple of minutes, I'm fully okay with him being the driver of the day. Absolutely commanding lead from him. And
100%. I mean, that is 21 seconds, and it just keeps going up every lap after lap after lap. Seconds.
He's done, not only a really good job of managing pace, but also not hitting the wall. We've seen 3 people in the top 10 hit the wall, and goodbye their race, goodbye their result. That's just, it's over for them.
And we got Chipsy a little further back here. He's coming up quick on Jordan. Jordan's on very worn, well, not very worn, but worn hards, and Chipsy's on some softs now.
Yep, Chipsy will be on softs at the end, as we discussed earlier. He went mediums and went long, which really put him in the back. I would like to ask him later what he thinks could have happened had he qualified onto the, or gone onto the softs rather than the mediums, especially with the less opportune safety car for him. And does look like he's just keeping within DRS range. DRS, of course. Oh!
Whoa, what the?
What happened there?
What in the world?
That was completely unexpected. Completely tore off the right side of Chipsy's wing, and that is Jordan coming to a full stop in the middle of the circuit, in the middle of the racing line, and that's gonna be an interesting discussion to have after the race. I mean, look, Righteous is coming up on the back of Fig now. Righteous, of course, with...
Whoa. That game glitch always scares me.
Righteous, of course, with no penalties, will be leapfrogging Fig, who has 6 seconds of penalties here in the standings. So that'll be Figlin P4. And just
it's gonna be Fickle's gonna be a bit further back too. Still.
Will he? Oh yeah. Sorry, he will drop behind of the hood and Boring.
Yeah.
Well, it depends, especially with if either of or if any of these guys have accrued outside of game penalties as well. We won't know the official standings till probably Sunday night, I would say. But just I do want to say when I said that. That Rogue probably shouldn't have gone for that move. I guess with Righteous being this close behind, maybe it was a bit reasonable for him to expect to need to get that move done and put some fresh air between him and Fig. But still, I think that especially with what happened in the first move, that kind of made it a bit, or in the first turn, it made it a bit clear that that move was very risky.
And there's no chance of catching Gore here.
Yeah, there isn't. It could have put Rogue into the grasp of Righteous, which was maybe what he was concerned about, but even then, I'm not sure that was really the biggest concern. Rogue is, or has demonstrated that he's faster than Righteous on this circuit so far.
Boring looking for a move on of the hood, I believe.
Yep, and
oh, Jordan's hit the wall. They come up the hill now. Chipsy still not able to get around him.
Yeah, but Jordan is has lost the majority of his left front. Sorry,
Oh
all
my,
of,
yes,
all
you
of
are
his
right.
front, left front. So this is going to be, yeah, Jordan kind of taking up the middle of the circuit, going for uber defensive, uber slow mode, and just really, really backing up the cars behind. Chipsy in the final 3 laps is going to be looking for a place to get by, unless of course he Chipsy. Chipsy needs to create a
9 seconds.
6-second gap to Jordan to get this position done. And I'm not sure if he will be able to. Jordan, with no wing, has been defending admirably as Chipsy almost collides with the wall again. Yeah, like I said, defending admirably. He's doing, fighting for his life really, but he is... Oh! And Chipsy kind of punts Jordan. Doesn't go for the move. That would have been a bit wild to punt him and then take the position, but Chipsy's got to get past, and he just can't. If he can't get it done here, I'm afraid to say that his race result is kind of ruined, because he cannot get 6 seconds, and Jordan looks like, yeah, Jordan did not leave Chipsy any room at all. Chipsy was against the wall and against Jordan on the other side. Will Jordan kind of squeeze Chipsy? Yes, he will. Wow, Chipsy's being really patient here. I would, in less kind terms, I would not put up with Jordan's antics here. I would be barging by at any opportunity, because Chipsy has now lost almost all of his right front, and it's putting him really into range of the rest of the field, essentially. I think Babushka, depending on penalties, no. Yeah, Chipsy looks like he's going to be retaining his position at least.
Of the Hood and Boring here are going to have a battle as well. I'm keeping my eye on that one for us as we come into the last lap.
Yeah, it is the last lap, and... Ooh.
There goes Boring. Oh, little contact there.
Yeah, that was a little contact. I'm just trying to see right now. Yeah, it doesn't... I mean, that was a bitter, bold move by Boring. I don't think he thinks he can make 3 seconds up in this lap. I certainly don't believe that he can make 3 seconds up on this
penalties.
lap. So...
Keep forgetting about the penalties.
Like, these guys are all fighting for track position when it really, really only matters what your finishing position will be. And I don't know how many times I have to say it on stream. Maybe we should hold a seminar for these boys or something, but you guys really gotta, like, calmez-vous, you know?
Oh no! Fig clipped the wall coming through the chicane out of the tunnel.
Fig way down. He's not in range of Chipsy just yet.
Wow.
Chipsy gets by Jordan at some point. I'm not sure when that happened, but Fig does lose a lot of on-track position. I mean, it... Oh, no, sorry.
And I missed Boring overtake of the Hood. Did we catch that?
I believe that might have been during the Fig incident. But yeah, Fig does.
Well, we're gonna have a Ferrari 1-2 with Rogue sandwiched in between.
Will Fig? It's a drag race to the line. Fig doesn't get past on track. Oh, sorry, he does get past on track and into the fucking wall with the AI. Not sure what's happening here. Is that not the last lap?
Was it not?
I don't think so, because they're still racing.
So Fig went into the wall on his own then. Did he think it was the last lap?
I'm not sure. I'm certain he wouldn't have put it into the wall if he knew it was the last lap, but here we come with Jordan, or sorry, with Gore coming across the line. Yeah, no grip, no. That's, it's unfortunate for Fig, but honestly, it doesn't change that much. He still has his penalties to contend with, which he will definitely be losing the position of the Hood. He can't get 3 seconds on him, and Boring, unless Boring picks up a penalty somewhere. Sorry, we entirely missed it. Gore picks up the win. Rogue will be taking 2nd place. That's a great recovery drive from him. But unfortunately, I do think we will have to crown Gore the driver of the day. That was a very commanding lead, regardless of how Rogue really cut through the field today. Let's see how many position changes he went up. Yeah, Rogue gets up 5 positions. Gore gets up at least 20 seconds, and that's without race neutralization. So,
bravo!
Absolutely commanding lead from him, and that...
I can't wait to see his highlight video for this.
Oh, I guarantee it's just gonna all be him.
I can't wait.
What else is
well
there
done.
gonna be?
Well done.
Absolutely, and we are going to move very swiftly along to the interview stage now. Fife, if you would not mind
Sure.
getting our race winner for us.
Let me find my Discord. All my channels are like wide open here. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Where is our race leader? My screen's not big enough, Kia. One moment, I'm switching it to the other monitor.
Our race winner will be in the Ferrari radio, and just
Here he comes right now.
hello, Gore. Welcome to the interview room.
Hello.
That was a very commanding lead from you. I think by the end it was, 22 seconds to the cars behind? Very, very good for you. Just talk us a bit through the strategy. We know you started second place. How important was getting past on the first lap to you?
Well, I hopefully think I would have qualified on pole, but Blase threw me into a wall in quali, so that was fun. But yeah, I thought it was everything, and I was hoping to get a good start, obviously, as you know, you do, regardless of where you are. But then he was just, I don't think he's led a formation lap, and he was just going super far ahead of me, and I was like, I'll slow it down, give him a little bit cooler tires, give myself as much an edge as possible. And then the start happened, and I was more than alongside, and he was very respectful and left me space. So I appreciate that, because he could have definitely squeezed it a bit more, but he didn't. And so yeah, good racing from him, and that was really the only racing I did. And then after that, I was managing the tires. And then the safety car came out, and I probably, in hindsight, should have gone on to hards to be safe, but I just went on to mediums, thinking the safety car would be out for a few laps. It was. And then I was just short shifting in lean and none, and just really for most of the time just saving the tires.
Well, I have to say, we really noticed the tire management. We kept checking in on you as you pulled away there, and just the tire management was incredible. The energy management, every time we looked at you, you were well above 50 every time I saw you, it seemed.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not sure what would have happened had I been battling. You know, I know Righteous and Rogue, they were about 50% or 45 on their hards, and I was just 51 on my medium, so I just, I had it pretty easy. And I think Chipsy was the one who didn't pit and was really
Yep.
slowing everybody down, and just that led me, just manage as much as I possibly wanted to. So.
Even then, Chipsy was only in third position. You still pulled, I think, 15 seconds before Chipsy pit to the car in front of him, who was of the hood, the other Alfa Romeo. I think the choice to go onto the mediums really served you well, because you were able to get, just that extra bit of speed, especially in the starting stint, and you didn't even have to worry about them for a while. You could just fly and go.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it ended up working phenomenally. I know I was warming up the tires at that safety car, and I think I had like a 3-second gap by the end of that lap, and then I knew it was pretty much over as long as I didn't crash and didn't get a warning. I really wasn't pushing the track limits or anything, so yeah, it was a great race.
Okay. Well,
Well done. Very good.
Sorry, did you guys? What happened to Figlin? I saw him in second.
Figlin
tapped
the wall at the Nouvelle chicane on the second to last lap.
Yeah, because he also had 6 seconds of penalties, though, so I knew he wasn't going to be on the podium.
Yeah.
As far as
I think in the end that only cost him one position. I think.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, have a good night.
You too.
I think our next interview will probably be Rogue, P2.
Let me drag him on down.
Oh.
Hi, Rogue.
Hello.
Congratulations on the P2. It was very, very well raced for you today. You started in 7th position, I believe? 5th position? No, 7th and 8th. One of them.
Yeah,
And
one of the two.
And you, along with everyone else, I would assume, ducked in during the safety car period. Can you tell us how that really played into your strategy? Were you thinking about, staying out just a bit, or is it really just a clear-cut decision to go in with everyone else?
It was pretty clear because I got some wing damage while on my softs, so that was like perfect opportunity, and I didn't want to get jumped somehow from other people. once it all bunched up. So that was the only time I really could have went in. So
And
yeah, it helped a lot.
we know you had to take a lot of overtakes, especially one comes to mind against Fig in turn 1. Did you ever consider maybe backing off and not winning on race position, but winning through penalties? Because overtaking on Monaco can be a bit risky, right?
Yeah, I tried it earlier in the race and almost lost it with them. So I wasn't trying to like the only time I was ever gonna overtake him, and I was saying that when I was behind him, like as if he had like a bad run through there, like a bad entry and exit, which he did.
So it was just opportunity, because of course he got a
Yeah,
bit wide out of the
Yeah.
final corner.
And you were
yeah. I
aware
mean
of his
that's how a
penalties.
lot of my materialized was just people getting bad exits through there, and so yeah, just took advantage of them.
Okay. And are you content with your result today? Do you think you could have won had you been in free air?
Uh, I don't know if I could have won. I'm not the best at Monaco, and getting home right before everything started and having internet issues before the race. Um, I'm happy finishing second from going down to ninth. So I'm happy
Nice.
with that.
Good job.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. So I'll probably take a look at the stream and see what else went on. My game was glitched, so I couldn't see when the safety car or any VSC. I had to be pretty cautious with the deltas and all that.
Oh, really?
All right.
That must have been inconvenient.
Yeah, that was great.
Well,
Solid.
thank you for your time, and
Yep.
better luck next race, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
second position isn't
No,
bad, but
Yeah.
first position is better.
Right, was
Oh,
what
yeah.
you were aiming
I-
for.
I'll take it for that race was damage limitation.
Yeah, well,
So-
well done.
All right. Well, I think honestly, there's not that much else we want to talk about. There's some drivers that unfortunately we can't hear from because if we heard from one, we just have to hear from all of them, and it would take forever. But our next race will be this Sunday. I believe it's in Baku, so another really interesting, really tight, really city circuit. And just a bit of an IRL update from your hosts here. A lot has happened. If you were just solely focused on our 50% F1 race, apparently Trump has banned all entry and exit to Europe, and the NBA season is canceled. So
Okay.
lots
Wow.
lots of new developments. If you're focused on F1 for the past hour and a half, maybe don't be. That,
Oh, my goodness.
That was that's probably all we have for you tonight.
What about Righteous?
Eh,
Does he not do them?
what do you mean?
Didn't he come in? I'm sorry. Did he not come in third?
Yeah, but we don't do podium positions. We just do the people who have interesting races.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, Righteous, if you want an interview, I'll give you one in private. I think that's all we have for tonight. Thank you for joining us again. Don't go to Europe. You'll die of corona.
All right. We'll see you Sunday night, 9 p.m. Tier 2.
More deaths.